If you'd like updates on this brand new Spider-Man movie coming out next year, Spider-Man Brand New Day, coming out July 31st, 2026, we're also having updates on a certain character that could be showing up in Spider-Man 4, and we also have some news coming from Ryan Reynolds about Deadpool and some of his upcoming projects and just stuff that he's working on, so stay tuned for this video. So, we have reports coming from Daniel IPK on his Twitter stating that Marvel Studios is currently casting inmates for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Once again, this is coming from Daniel RPK on his Twitter, and if you put two and two together, Spider-Man Homecoming's post-credits scene, spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, go ahead now. We see Michael Keaton's Vulture and Matt Gargan's Scorpion, or he's not Scorpion yet, but we see them both meet up in that prison at the end of the movie, or in that post-credit scene. And if that has anything to do with reports coming from Daniel RPK, it could mean that if and when they escape from prison, that they're gonna have other inmates that they've befriended from prison, so that could be an interesting storyline they take, like other villains that Spider-Man could fight in his movie next year. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and now onto the next piece of news. So the next piece of news we have is coming from a Q&A that Alex and Lizzie Hill from the Cosmic Circus did. It's their second one from April. I'll leave the link down in the description of this video in the pinned comment. So one of the questions was about Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it was, what was a certain character, now we know as Zendaya's MJ, gonna be in the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day? And here's what Lizzie had to say, and I quote, "I have not, but per Alex, it's a minor role from what he last understood." So that could mean that it's just going to be a small role. It's not going to be as in-depth as it was in the last trilogy. It's just going to be it's going to be a smaller role, mainly because from the spell from Spider-Man No Way Home, they don't really remember Peter, but they know Spider-Man existed. So it's going to be a little bit more of building up that, it's going to be more building up the events to where she regains her memory naturally and not just a forced thing. That's probably why they're not doing a whole big role for Zendaya, and because of other contracts for other movies. So yeah, that's the other piece of news. The last piece of news we have is, this last piece of news comes from an article from The Hollywood Reporter, and it's essentially talking about how Ryan Reynolds was asked about the possibility of Deadpool being in an upcoming Avengers film. And here's what he had to say. So, if we cut down to the little part where he answers, it says, and I quote, "I was really grateful to tell a story, to see people like the characters that we made with Wesley Snipes, who was Blade in the 1980s and the early 1990s, who should have a third act in this moment. That feeling of gasp, it's a feeling that I want more of, and I think I would be able to do that as a supporting actor." The next part goes into, and I quote, "Ryan Reynolds then teased an upcoming project. I'm writing a little something right now that is an ensemble." So this essentially is just saying that yes, he's not going to be starring in another film, or there's a chance he could, but it's not a guarantee right now. He's just going to be more of a supporting actor in the upcoming Avengers films, possibly in the Avengers films, and any upcoming Marvel films that Kevin Feige sees necessary. And yeah, so if he's saying he's writing something right now that is an ensemble, it could be a team-up film, it could be something for the new X-Men saga, or it could just be any team-up film that involves Deadpool, maybe the Midnight Suns that's reaching a stretch, but it just really could be anything. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.